following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
What is up, everybody, and welcome into another episode of the Uptempo Podcast. I'm your host, Blake Lane, here with my co-host, Dustin Smith. Dustin, man, we're here to talk about the 89-56 victory for the Auburn Tigers over the Missouri Tigers, man. Auburn put on a complete performance last night. Man, I just got to get your thoughts about, a complete effort, man, on both ends of the floor. Let me hear it, man.
Best game of the season.
Absolutely.
Best game. 40 minutes of good basketball.
Yep.
Beautiful, man. And we talked about it. Me and you talked about it, just texting back and forth during the day. We're just not going to lose 2 games in a row at home. That's just
absolutely.
We're still too good of a team for that. Neville is still too hard of a place to win for that. And the thing that I like the most about this win, bro, is that if you listen to Bruce's press conference after the Bama game, and then his pregame presser coming into the game, and then some of his comments just in the media leading up in the days, he was very clear. He was open with his team. This is a must win.
Yeah.
You lose this, and not only are you in trouble in the tournament, but you're probably gonna just keep sliding. Like you need to right the ship Tuesday night. And Bruce is a master motivator. I think it's one of his best qualities, right up there with his defensive prowess, which we'll get into in a second because the game plan was brilliant. And that sticks out to me was this is a veteran team. I've been on them. You've been on them. A lot of people have been on them about how veteran they are to make some of the mistakes they made. But we won a game where Wendell Green didn't make a field goal. So it was scored 89 points in a game where Wendell Green didn't make a field goal. A lot to like about what happened last night.
Man, Dustin, we were on this team, and we said that on our last episode that maybe Auburn needed to take a step back, look in the mirror, and realize that they were a bubble team. And we were wondering where the locker room was at. And I think we found that out last night. Okay. This team they've not argued with each other. You can tell they're still tighter than ever. All right. The relationships are still there. And what a phenomenal performance last night. Like you said, man, a complete game, a full 40 minutes. And one thing that really stuck out to me, okay, Auburn holds Kobe Brown to 7 points, Dustin. Season average right there, 16.1 points per game, man. Missouri's go-to guy on the offensive end, and Auburn shuts him down. Talk a little bit about what Auburn did on the defensive end last night, man.
If it wasn't for some of the players at Alabama, Kobe Brown would be my SEC player of the year. He is that good. Part of this, I think, is you saw Jalen on him a lot. We switched defenses a little bit, but you saw Jalen on him a good bit. Jalen knows Kobe Brown. They played AAU ball together. They know each other very well. And so, I've been playing with you since we were 12 years old. I'm going to know you.
That's a fact.
That's part of it. And then the game plan seemed to did pretty much the same game plan versus Alabama. The difference was Missouri didn't have the length that Alabama had to punish them. I mean, we were plus 20 in rebounds. We just dominated them in the paint. And they have 18 points in the first half. There was 3 or 4 possessions there in the first half where they just had nowhere to go with the ball. They didn't even get a shot up a couple times. Yeah. They were looking like some of our struggles that we've had in the past on offense. And it was effort. Obviously, the team has to give effort and execute. And I think that everybody was locked in last night and played hard. And Bruce you just had a feeling like Bruce had something cooked up. He knew we needed this one. And the defense had been playing. It had been sketchy lately. And they came out and, man, left no doubt. Like that was I was worried where we were trending defensively. Missouri is the 3rd ranked offense in efficiency in the NCAA. And look what we did to them.
And where do we rank shooting threes, man? It's like 300 and what, 20? Yeah, it's something crazy like that. And look at what Auburn did behind the arc last night, man. I mean, incredible. 9 of 18. 9 of 18. All right, Zeb. Come on now. Hey, what have we been preaching on this podcast, Dustin? All right, Zeb Jasper, Katie Johnson, got to give Wynn some help, right? Yep. And look at the threes that were falling last night, man. Auburn, you go 9 of 18, all right? You shoot 50% from 3. You go, 32 of 66 from the field for 48%? I mean, it's your best shooting performance of the year. And look, a lot of people made the comparison, Dustin, to the 2019 team, and I kind of got a little aggravated at that because I was like, "Hey, look, you're messing around with some real sharp shooters," and I think you're taking a shot at that team. But I get what they're trying to say is that team was also a bubble team with a couple weeks left in the season, and they really turned it on. Did we see an Auburn team turn things on last night and maybe catch a little momentum with knowing the schedule that they have coming up and the games remaining that they have to win, and also the opportunities with Kentucky, Tennessee, and Alabama closing things out?
If you win Saturday versus Vanderbilt, which is an important game for a number of reasons, we're 8-4 or 8-5. We're 8-5 in the conference. They're
8-5 in the conference.
They're 7-6. And there's a big stack right there. I mean, you can the third spot down to about the ninth spot. It is jumbled up. So these games are important. Kentucky's in there. A lot of these teams we're playing are in there. If you can build off of it, if you can build off of what you did last night and get a win versus a very good team, a very well coached team, they run NBA stuff. Obviously, if you know their coach, they run some really nice sets. They run when you watch them, you're like, whoa. This is a college team. They're efficient. They're clean on offense. And Nashville, that's a tough arena to play in. So here's the thing I like, and here's the thing I dislike about Tuesday night. Complete game, great game. It's fun when you whoop somebody's ass. I think Saturday we will be in a tight game. And then will them demons pop up again? Or will we finally slay that beast and climb that hill? So to be determined on whether we turn the corner last night. If you win Saturday, and I would prefer it to be 70-70 with 2 minutes to go, and you find a way to win. You do that, and then I'm gonna say, yeah. What you started versus Missouri, now you're going in the right direction. Yes,
I think Bruce has really laid it out there to this team, man. I think after all the close losses and losing 5 out of 6, and just everybody in the country kind of seeming, talking like Auburn was backpedaling and there wasn't a lot of momentum for the NCAA tournament. We see some projections come out of Auburn as a 10 seed, man. I really think Bruce got this team in there and was like, hey, this isn't who we are. Let's go out and dominate. And that is what Auburn did. I do think this could be a turning point. This Missouri game, I know one of our followers on Twitter, he pointed out to me that in 2019, the turning point in that season was also a drubbing of Missouri. So, man, look, you put up 89 points and you have your best offensive performance of the year, and it was a complete game on both ends of the floor. I think this is exactly what this Auburn team needed. Going into Nashville, I think you have to absolutely go in there and make a statement. I don't want to see a 70-70 game with 2 minutes left. I want to see Auburn up 15, 20, all right? I want to see Auburn go in there and put their stamp in Nashville. I want Auburn to go in and absolutely hammer Vanderbilt, Dustin. I don't even want it to be a question, okay? Because this is also a must-win game, all right? And then you follow it up with Ole Miss. That is another must-win game. And then you get a little flexibility with your last 3. But I want these next 2 to be absolute blowouts. No questions. You leave no doubt for the committee, okay? You go in there and you handle business the way it needs to be done. This is Auburn basketball, man. All right. Like we've always said, our expectations are super high now because we're done with the Tony Barbie days and the days of the past. That's not a thing anymore. So I want to get over the 20-win hump. I want to finish this thing out. I said 4-2 on Twitter the other day. I'd like to go 5-1, 6-0. I want to finish this thing out strong, man. So that's where I'm at with that, Dustin. But, man, looking at this game, I wanted to do a little thing tonight where something new that we don't normally do, and that's ask you, give me one play in the game that kind of just pinpointed to you that this was going to be a different night from the previous 5 out of 6 games.
Yeah. Dylan Carwell getting the offensive rebound. And then as he gets the rebound, Lior notices what's going on. Lior is about 3 feet in front of the 3-point line. He pulls back, Dylan then gets the rebound, knocking my table over here. Gets the rebound, right to Lior, bang.
Yeah.
I lost it. I lost my shit. Everybody in the apartment complex heard me because here's the deal, right? It's the bench. We need the bench. And Dylan Carwell is going to give you 10 rebounds and 8 points. And then Lior in 16 minutes is going to give you 8 points and hit a couple threes. You've been the big person preaching this. If Lior can just come in and hit 2 threes a game, it loosens you up. Now the defense has to respect it. And the thing that I liked about Lior's performance last night and what the whole play was indicative to me was hustling, energy, Dylan being in position to box out, because there are times this year where Janai and Dylan are out of position. It's not lack of effort. This team plays hard. It doesn't look that way sometimes because we just are so bad on offense. But we play hard. But being in position and then Lior having the awareness and the confidence. It's the confidence with these bench guys, with KD, with Dylan, with Lior. And all those guys last night were confident. And I thought that play signified that. And then obviously when you hit a big three like that, it blows the top off the building. Everybody loves Lior. Dylan's probably the most popular athlete as far as just like Auburn fans. Just who do you love as a person? Yeah. Probably Dylan. And yeah, I thought that was awesome. And it was just a sign of things to come.
Yeah, bro. What Cardwell does at the football games and everything, you can
baseball
tell he's. Too. Yeah. He even comes to the baseball games, man. He does everything, like volleyball.
Yep.
We've seen him at gymnastics. Yeah, soccer. I mean, he does it all, man. Yeah, he does it all. So he is definitely the go-to guy for Auburn athletics, man. Mr. Popular, Dylan Cardwell, and I love when he gets them up and everything. And Neville, man, it's electric. Too. Yeah, bro. Like, hey. Yeah, I love it, man. Everybody on the team kind of switched the hair up a little bit, man. I like that,
I like our team with headbands a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I love the headband look. But Dustin, man, I'm gonna have to go with Alan Flanagan out in transition. He gives the little shoulder nudge and he says, "Hey, get off the tracks when the train's coming through." All right. You're not strong enough to be in this paint down here. All right. And I think it was a bounce back of what happened to him last Saturday with Brandon Miller. It was a confidence thing of saying, hey, look, I can do that too. I'm here. Don't forget about me. Also, him opening up the game for Auburn with the 3-point shot, man, to take the early lead 3-0 and never look back, man. So Alan Flanagan, huge performance from him. That is what we have to see in this Auburn team, in my opinion. Because when he's going, man, it feels like Auburn's going, right? I mean,
yeah.
Alan Flanagan is that dude. The Achilles looks healthy now. And just to see the struggle against Alabama and the bounce back performance of Flan, man, just an overall great performance. I know he played 24 minutes, went 6 of 7 from the floor, 1 of 2 for 3, and had 16 points, man. So we know what he's going to bring defensively. And just to get 16 from him, I mean, you get that. These guys stepped up and helped win. Win might not have had his best offensive game. All right. He didn't even make a field goal. But last night, he didn't have to. Nope. And I think that speaks volumes for this Auburn team. And one guy that I wanted to start out talking about, man, right here at the bottom of the screen, KD Johnson, 15 points on 5 of 9 shooting and 4 of 6 from 3. Dustin, have we got our psycho back? Is he back? Is he back, Dustin?
So I actually had a very pro KD tweet ready.
Yeah.
And then out of superstition, I said, no, I'm not sending this. But
don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it.
I think it was Jay Phillips. He posted last night. It's 4 out of 5 games, maybe 5 out of 6 where KD's had double digits. Some of those games, I don't think you can look at it and say he's had double-digit points. They were good games. I thought he was inefficient in getting some of those. But Bruce talked in his post-game press conference about how over the last 2 or 3 weeks, they identified something in KD's shot. And if I understood him correctly, I listened to it twice because, this press conference, sometimes the mics are low and the questions can't get asked right. But basically, my understanding of it is they had a drill in the offseason where like a net was in front of the shooter. And then the gun, there's like a gun shooting you a ball. Mm-hmm. And one way or the other, they feel like that kind of messed because he shot hundreds of threes like that during the off. They feel like it kind of messed with his form. So Marquise Daniels in particular has been working with KD, former Auburn player, 10, 15 years in the league.
Yeah.
Marquise Daniels has been working with him about kind of changing his release point a little bit. And then they've said that he's been doing it in practice and shooting well. But then when it gets into the game, he goes back to his old ways. Apparently, last night was the first night where from the get-go, he was shooting with the new form. So hopefully
Do we have something? Do we have something?
And look, the defensive energy is back, which we talked around the suspension. There was a good 2 or 3 weeks there where KD wasn't KD. And we kind of saw that part of his game, just the mentality, the energy coming back over the past couple of weeks. He made Flan did this too, but he made some brilliant plays where they were trying to cut backside on the baseline, and KD and Flan were just ready for it, man. Several steals. When we again, Wendell Green, all 5 of his points come from the free throw stripe. By the way, check our free throw numbers. When you shoot 80%, boys, when you shoot 80% from the free throw line, you win games. But yeah, dude, he gives you're going to give us 5 of 9. Like, you're giving Wynn that, and now you're giving Wynn a rest. Yeah, dude, Wynn had 9 assists. Wynn had 4 rebounds. You know what I mean? Like, he pitched in other ways. Wynn played a great game.
He did.
He had guys helping him. And here's the thing too. We talk about how Wynn has been getting tired late in these games. We're in the hardest stretch of our season right now. We know what this is. I'm not going to say Wynn got a break last night, but he didn't have to give out as much energy physically as he had. He didn't have to give out as much mentally as he had. He got a bunch of help last night. It wasn't an off night, but he got a little bit of a break.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's what I was saying earlier is like the stat sheet might have said like, hey, like Wynn didn't play great offensively, but he played phenomenal. All right. 9 assists. He didn't have to shoot the basketball last night. All right. Nope. And I 100% agree with you there. Maybe not a break, but he got his teammates involved, and his teammates answered the call. All right. They stepped up. They made shots. What have we preached on this podcast, Dustin?
Help Win.
Help Win. KD Johnson and Zep Jasper helping. Okay. And both guys step up. Zep Jasper, man, I mean, looked as confident as ever last night. The stroke looked silky smooth, Dustin. I mean, you could tell the difference in the shooters last night, man. Stepping into their shots. Lior, man, just keep shooting the damn basketball, brother.
Shoot it,
look, I said it last week, man. Look, shoot the basketball. Be confident. Auburn has the guys that can make shots, all right? But I solely think it's a confidence thing, man. And you could see last night that when you let it fly and you're confident in it, good things come, all right? I just last night, man, I really think that is the Auburn team that we all expected from the start, from the jump this year. And we finally got a complete basketball game, Dustin. We finally, for the first time, Auburn played a full 40 minutes on both ends of the court. They finally put one together. And Dustin, one guy, man, is Jonah Broom, all right? He scared me a little bit. With the foot, it looked like the toe. He come down on it a little wrong, but man, he had 20 points on 8 of 13 shooting and 10 boards. Look, dude, the guy's a double-double machine. All right, a double-double machine. I think he leads the SEC in double-doubles, if I'm not mistaken there. But the dude's a monster in the paint. The little hook floater was working last night. Missouri was too small, and he let them know, man, just down the lane. The gives from Wendell and the flushes from Jonah, just an absolute force, man. And how big of a factor and just a leader is this guy for these Auburn Tigers?
When you talk, as you were talking, I got the picture in my head of when he gets the and one down low and he did this.
Mm-hmm.
And it just and I thought of you on your rant about Flan with the kiss, because I'm thinking now I don't think the kiss is a tech, and I don't think the shoulder shrug, I'm too big for you, boy, is a tech. I don't think it's a tech. Okay, I'm not saying that he should have got tech. What I'm saying is there was 2 refs standing right there. So and this is the only thing I'm gonna say about the refs tonight. Please be consistent in this, because the way you've been calling it all year, as much as I disagree with it, that's a tech. And then y'all are just standing. So I'm only making this point because of this. When Janai does it again Saturday, I don't want to see a tech. You got to be consistent. We got to know what to. But I thought of that as you were talking. But Janai is a dog, bro. Like, he's the biggest dog on this team. You said the dude's a walking double-double. And here's the thing, at least for us, that's good. He's not quite NBA ready yet, and he's only a sophomore.
True.
So we still got time with this dude. He's still going to be on our team, and he's this good. And then imagine another year in the weight room, like another offseason in the weight room. He's going to come back a little bit stronger next year. Very excited for I got reminded of that last night. He's only a sophomore, man, and he doesn't really have an NBA style game. This isn't a knock on him. I hope he goes to the NBA and is great. I think he's a very, very, very good college player. And that's really good for us. And he's just going to have nights like this, man. And yeah, they were too small. They can't handle Janai. The only thing I would say to Janai is, big boy, I can't speak to this. I never really got to dunk it that much. But you've met my little brother, all 6'7" of him. He can speak more to this. He actually got to dunk it a little bit. But land with grace, baby. You're scaring us, guys. Twice, you're scaring us. Now, one of them, like his ankle kind of turned up. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't even know how to go. I don't know. I never could dunk. But land better for us to quit scaring us like that. And he probably would have went back in if we weren't up by 20, 30 points. But look, bro, it gave Dylan the opportunity to shine. And I wish he would have been able to get one more bucket to get a double-double. But
yeah, man, Cardwell definitely did that. I keep looking back over here, Dustin. I'm watching Tennessee and Alabama, man, 42-40.
Rocky Top.
So this is what I was about to ask you, Dustin, but you kind of gave me your answer, man. The way the SEC standings are right now, are you pulling for Alabama or are you pulling for Tennessee? Because as an Auburn fan, I know it's hard for us to, you don't want to pull for Alabama ever at anything. But looking at Tennessee at this 8-4 in the SEC, you still got to play them again. They've beat you once. Who are you pulling for, man?
So sometimes you have to make a choice in your life. You pick between your brain or your heart. And I'm going with my heart. It's better for Auburn if this happens. But I don't want a Bama fan to catch this, but I don't think we have too many Bama listeners. It bugs me to no end that this is happening. I mean, I have accepted what's going on in football, and to be honest with you, I've gone to the football god church, and I've sat in confession for a long time and said, why are you doing this to us? Because they don't deserve it. Like, I'm only going to think us, but there are other fan bases out there where I could say, okay, man, whatever. But they got Paul Bear Bryant and Nick Saban. Like, if you take those guys out and look at records, they're still a nice program, but we're probably better. But the problem is the 2 greatest coaches of all time decided I'm gonna go to Tuscaloosa. So I wrote that off and said, okay. I mean, it sucks, but like, I'm also take a little bit of pride in it that the last game of the season is always my friends texting me, oh, come on, Auburn, y'all got to do it. Come on. And then the whole country is banking on us to get it done, right? And we do more times than not and I always feel like that's because we're not scared. So we're football, it's okay. But basketball, we took this. We forced their hand. When we got bruised and got good, they said, we got to fire Avery Johnson, man. We can't have this. And now here we stand. This drives me nuts. So I don't care. And I thought about this again because there was some discussion on some other Auburn podcast with the SEC schedule changes, right? And some rivalries are going to go. And there were some people that I respect greatly, and people that I like a lot and have had cool discussions with, were saying, I don't care about rivalries. Man, to me, that makes college sports. And
no doubt.
I got a bumper sticker on my car that is an X going through an elephant. So like, yeah, dude, screw Bama, bro. Long answer, but screw Bama, screw Georgia, screw LSU.
Yeah, bro. Hey, how about those new projections with the rivals, man? A lot of people were saying Vandy and Ole Miss would be the third for Auburn, but now they're saying LSU is going to be the third. It's going to be Alabama, Georgia, and LSU. Like, wild.
Okay, let's go down this road real quick.
Yeah,
I think that Auburn needs to start standing up for Auburn a little bit more. I just think there are times where we get shafted and accept it, and we do the whole Auburn Creed deal, and we're going to be bigger than that. If they try to make our three permanent rivals those three teams, and then I'm going to watch Ole Miss have Mississippi State, and then whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like hell no, dude. If they try to do that, Cohen and Hugh and whoever else is involved in that, Stephen Roberts, all those people, yeah, you can't allow that. I would refuse. Like I don't know how I would literally say no, that we're not.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. And then like Alabama was the other one that stuck out to me because it was Tennessee, Auburn, and LSU. So I was just like, dude, like Alabama and Auburn just getting
no,
you know,
Mm-mm.
oh man.
No, I'm not with that at all. That's not fair, bro. That's not fair because I watch a team like Oregon. I'm gonna have to watch when it goes to 12 teams, and if they do that, I gotta watch Oregon make the playoff while we sit out at 8-4. That ain't right. Who'd y'all beat? You get to watch Clemson go 7 weeks without playing a ranked team? Get out of here, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I had to ask you that one real quick. But Dustin, man, looking at this remaining schedule, all right, we got Vandy, Ole Miss. All right, and we know the three big ones at the end. 5 games left. What do you think this Auburn team does over the next 5 games, man? Are you going to go ahead and pencil the next 2 in as dubs? Over the last 5, man, give me what Auburn ends on. Give me a record.
Man, I want this. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Before the season, I predicted we lose 9 games, so 4-1.
There you go.
If you win Saturday, like come on, man, and then Saturday to me is the big game. Like I felt like coming into this week, you got to go 2-0.
Yeah.
And then I think you're gonna be okay. So and now coming off of how we won, this is the perfect opportunity to build momentum versus a good Vanderbilt team. I'm gonna say 4-1, and I think the one loss will be at Alabama, and we have not won in Lexington, I believe, since me and you have been alive. Like it hasn't happened since the early 80s, mid 80s, or somewhere around there. So yeah, I would like to let's make a little bit of history, man. That needs to go.
4-1. I love it, man. Yeah, I was kind of right there with you, man. I think we get Tennessee at home. I think we can get Kentucky on the road. I'm just not so sure about getting Alabama on the road. That would be my one loss as well, Dustin. Man, one of the last things I wanted to ask you tonight, a lot of projections had Auburn as a 10 seed. Obviously, they go out and put one of their best performances of the year up. Where do you see Auburn if they get a win Saturday? New projections come out. Where do you see Auburn? Are they an 8 seed, 9 seed? Where do you have them sitting at?
Well, hopefully, man, I don't even know. We were the last 4 in, right?
Yeah, it was like a 10 seed, the last 4 bye.
I think we make the tournament, and I think we're going to end up probably around a 7 or an 8.
7 or 8. Okay.
Yeah, because I think because a win versus Tennessee is going to be nice. A win at Kentucky is not going to be, crazy.
Yeah, it's still a respectable win,
right?
Over an all-time program.
Yeah, and then you can mess around in the SEC tournament and maybe get a 6 seed possibly.
Yeah,
if you win some games and make it run. So it's 6, 7, 8 somewhere in there.
Yeah, I was going to say like an 8 seed, maybe a 7. Get us to an 8 seed, and you win your first game of the tournament, the NCAA tournament, I should say. You win your first game of the NCAA tournament. I think you could be a problem for a 1 seed in that second round. All right, that round of 32. I think Auburn could be a problem for a 1 seed. Could potentially give a 1 seed some fits. So, man, look, a lot of momentum for the podcast. I love the recaps. I know Auburn baseball is coming up this weekend. I'll be up there. I know Tanner said he's going to make his way to the Plains and everything. Man, like I said, we've had Mikey Matuk on here. We've had Lindsey Crosby doing the Auburn baseball breakdown. We hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. We've posted 6 videos on YouTube, man, and we're at 100 subscribers.
99 was pissing me off.
yeah, man. But I'll give you the floor like I always do, leaving this thing and ending this episode, and just plug whatever you want to plug, man. And it's your time to shine.
I got the geniuses moving in above me that have been moving in all week, starting at 7:00 at night and then leaving at 9:00. It's an apartment. It's an apartment. Just move in. I moved in mine in an hour. Oh my God. I posted a post on Twitter, and just kind of it was a personal post. Big week for me this week. Not going to really get into it too much but a lot of our listeners have reacted or whatever, and it's a personal thing, so you can kind of read it. If you read the post, you can look into it. But I just want to say this. Number one, I appreciate all the positive feedback. And number two, my DMs are open, man. Like if you're going through something, like mental health is key. I promise you, no matter what you're going through, whether you're battling some kind of addiction or just depression or whatever, you're not going to get a hold of any of that. Like even like, and we talked before, man, like I'm a person of faith, but like God's not just going to swoop in and save you. He's not.
Yeah.
You got to do the work. Like you've got to figure out your mental process, what's going on in your brain. And when you start asking tough questions of yourself, you'll probably be able to start figuring it out. You'll probably be able to say, okay, man, I'm not doing right here. I'm not doing right here. I'm not doing right here. And it leads down this whole thing. Simple things. What you eat, the kind of movies you watch, the stuff that you intake, the people that you hang around, all that kind of stuff can influence your mood and just how you live your everyday life. So if you're struggling, man, if you're somebody out there, I've came through a lot of shit in my life, as a lot of people have. So if you just need somebody to talk to or whatever, man, and I'm getting a ton of engagement on this tweet. So if I haven't responded back to you yet, I'm sorry. I'll try to get to everybody. I didn't expect it to go as crazy as it has. Yeah. But man, I'm always open for conversation. I'm on the back. I came out of a dark time and never been happier in my life. Extremely blessed to be where I am. Super excited to be doing this podcast with you. It's just everything's on the up and up. So if you're one of the people out there, man, you listen to this and you're struggling and you need somebody to talk to, I would be more than willing and happy to do that, man. It's all love.
I love that, man. And I'm happy for you and I'm proud of you. And look, Dustin DM'd me one day, all right, and said, hey, look, basically, I'd like to start working with you, take a chance on me. And I felt something with Dustin. All right. I said, hey, look, the dude is an Auburn fan. He loves Auburn. He shares that same passion as me. He's a guy that I could get on here and I know we could grow together. And, it's been an honor, man. It's been a blessing to have you on here and just to hear the small story that you just told and to see you doing so well now. I'm damn proud of you, dude, and I really enjoy you doing this podcast with me. I know it's been great. I know we went to the Penn State game and everything. I know that kind of sucked, but we got to hang out for a little bit there, and it's just been a blast, man. I know Auburn baseball is coming up, and I'm sure we'll meet up there at Plainsman Park this year, and I know we're headed for big things, man. So I really appreciate you doing this thing with me.
It's a blast. That's the thing, man. Number one is it's fun. And then, just I've on like a personal level, like just you're a friend now. And, I'm glad to know you, man. Glad you came in my life. It's just been fun. Just building a relationship. And to everybody that listens to us, like, thank you. Thank you for taking us seriously. There's a million podcasts out there. So just thank you for clicking on ours. We really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, man. And Dustin, what a breakdown, man. What a game. What a performance from the Auburn Tigers, man.
Do it again. Stack them up.
Stack them up, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So with that being said, we're going to hop out of here tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you for listening. If you could, go subscribe, click the bell on the YouTube channel so you get notifications of when we drop our content. Go over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, leave a 5-star review. Just let us know what we can improve on. Hit the DMs up if you would like to come on the show. If you have any interest, we can get you on here. We've been bringing guests on and doing interviews, so we would be more than excited to even look. You don't have to be we can even get one of the people that listen to us, get an audience in here and just pick your brain about Auburn sports and get your opinion. We would love that. And so I know I got a couple of Alabama buddies that said that talking about Alabama basketball, they said, hey, man, I would like to come on and just talk a little bit about Alabama basketball. Even though you're an Auburn podcast, like, we would love to just come on and just talk about the rivalry and how Alabama is number one this year. Auburn was number one last year. And I was like, hell yeah, man. Like, come on. Like, I think it's great for the state in basketball. Absolutely. Yeah, man. It's awesome. So with that being said, we're going to hop out of here. We're going to end this one, and we will leave y'all with a War Damn Eagle like always. We will catch you on the next one. We're out.